everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to Train Sim World 5 and another one of our early access looks at an upcoming DLC. This time it is the Metrolink F59PHR, which releases tomorrow. So as usual, big thanks to Dovetail for letting us have 24 hours early access to this before the public release, which is part of the Ambassador program. So big thanks to them as always. Welcome to Los Angeles. We're on the Antelope Valley Line, and we're just going to run a short service so we can have a look at it, have a listen to it, see what it's all about. We'll go through the blurb as well that comes with it, and yeah, we'll just see how it is. We're on the PC today, so shall we get out of photo mode and get underway? Why not? Alright, so here we are in the cab. We'll go through the motions to get everything set up. We can unlock the doors, so we'll do that first. First thing we need to do, just check the switches are on. So we've got the engine running, control and fuel pump, and the middle one is the generator field. They're all okay. We'll put the reverser in, put that into forwards. We'll do the lights at the front. We'll put those on bright, I think. What else do we need to do? We need to set the brake mode to be passenger. And the dial starts to come down. Now let's have some dial lights. So we've got the gauge light dimmer is up here at the top. Let me just highlight that. And there we go. That's better. Right. That does that to me every single time with these two screens. We're going to pump all the dials up. Why not? We're going to get some windows open. It could get noisy though. And as far as today's schedule, if I just flick that up, this is LA Union to Burbank, VC 107. We're stopping at Glendale first of all, and then Burbank downtown. So it's just a short one, about 20 minutes, something like that. But let's get the doors closed, shall we? Looks like we've got quite a full train today, which is quite nice. The weather I've got set to August, so you can have a good look at it in the sunlight. I've turned the dynamic weather off as well. So, all right, let's get the brakes released. Safety systems wise, by the way, there is only the alerter on this train. I've left that off for now, so we can spend a little bit of time outside the cab and having a good look round and having a good listen, etc. Yes, let's make our way to Glendale out of LA. And we're due in at 10:05. And then once we get out of Los Angeles, we'll have a look at all the blurb and all the wording that comes with it. We'll test the horn, we'll do all that good stuff, and we'll just have a general listen. The cab's quite nice. Looks like you can go into that view screen as well, which is a little bit like the Class 66, isn't it? Really? So let's exit out of that, shall we? There we go. So you can play around with that. We'll just have a quick look outside. Oh, I've gone under the map. That's not good. Let's do that again. There we go. And first thing we'll do is we'll have the horn, shall we? And of course we get the bell as well to complement that. So we can turn the bell off over here. There we go. Right, very slow out of LA. 12 miles per hour, but we'll soon get up to 25, 30, then 50, then I think 79 after that. So we have got a chance to run it up to speed so we can have a proper look and listen. This is releasing tomorrow. It was first revealed, actually. It was one of the season of reveals that we had back in December. This is one that came up as part of that. I can't remember how early on it was. The release date, though, seemed to sneak up on us a little bit. It was dropped into an article for Festival of Rail about a week or so ago, that it was coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, will be the 20th of February 2025. But yeah, we'll see what it's about. I mean, you can play this on either Antelope Valley, which is what we're on now, or the new San Bernardino. So Antelope Valley was, of course, Train Sim World 4. That was a Train Sim World 4 route. San Bernardino was a TSW 5 standard route, so it runs on both. Both of those routes, of course, run into LA, which is where we're just departing from now. So there's route hopping, etc., along with it. One thing I did want to mention right off the bat is that, like the other Train Sim World 5 gameplay packs, this particular release of the F59PHR, it's only available for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam and Epic. So no Xbox One, no PlayStation 4, unfortunately. Let's open it up a little bit. I love that skyline. There we go. We'll run it up to 25 and then 30. Let's hop back in. Really noisy on the inside. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I'll let you listen to it like that with the windows open, and then we'll close the windows a little bit as well so you can compare the two. Let me just take the power off. Now that we've reached around the 25 miles per hour mark. One thing from the previous stream that was broken was the speedometer. That is now working. As you can see, the speed is showing up the left hand side. So that was fixed. I am still on a preview build on the PC. This isn't the final build, so some things could change by tomorrow. It's worth just pointing that out, as I always do. But yeah, what about the F59PHR for those of you that don't know much about it, or US trains in general? So this was derived from the GP59 freight locomotive. The F59PH was designed in the 80s to deliver new passenger diesel equipment to emerging commuter networks. Kitted out with 3,000 horsepower and head-end power, the F59PH was among the top brass of locomotives, making them a clear candidate to work in tandem with modern cars and capable of handling busy schedules. So it's quite an old loco, isn't it? Not old by comparison to some of the UK locos that we've got in Train Sim World, but 80s is fairly aged now, I would say. First settling into Toronto in service, the early 1990s saw a fleet of locos ordered for Metrolink to embark out of Los Angeles and run across the sprawling Californian network. As the years have rolled by, so has the technology. But despite two newer diesel types in traffic today, the F59PH hangs on as the F59PHR, which is a rebuilt version which can meet modern emission standards, and hence the R designation in the name. So let's put it up to 50 before we continue with that. As part of their age, the Metrolink F59PHRs still hang on to the classic white undercoat, as you can see. A stark contrast to the silver sheen of the passenger equipment. The F59PHR comes accompanied with Bombardier bi-level cars in grey liveries and the accompanying conductor mode, so you can be a conductor on this as well, which is quite good. As for the schedule and the scenarios, the F59PHR will substitute into passenger services, as I've mentioned, on both the San Bernardino Line and this one, the Antelope Valley Line, mixing things up with the F125 and MP36 PH3C locomotives. There's 3 scenarios to play, which are all on the Antelope Valley Line. Those feature a service where one of the locos is taken out of service for scrapping, a celebration of a service anniversary prior to the introduction of the newer locomotives, and the final one is a service involving the recovery of a failed loco. So as we go past the yard, there's no new services of part of this pack. It literally just substitutes in for the existing stock. So just keep that in mind as well. And one more important thing that you'll want to know, of course, is the price. And as I said, it releases tomorrow. And the price will be, if you're in the US, $16.99. In the UK, £12.99. And euros, $15.99. So that's all the pricing information as well. Let's just have another press on the horn for you horn addicts out there. And we'll get the bell off. There we go. Right, we got just under 3 miles to get to Glendale. I can't remember driving the Antelope Line in recent months. I think it must be quite a while since I last did. It's always nice to come back to these routes though. These additional DLCs as well also give you another excuse to come back and revisit them if you've not played them for a while. The sound's pretty good. I don't know how authentic this is to the real one. I'm sure on the previous stream they did say that they got a recorded session with this. So these are going to be the real sounds, of course. Driving wise, just from the brief drive I've had of it, it very much drives like the others. It's got decent brakes. One thing that's important for me, the brakes are not lapped brakes, because lap brakes really drive me mad. You get the hang of lap brakes in the end, but at the beginning you just want to apply the brake, and obviously it takes a little bit more skill with the lap brakes. But yeah, this has just got normal brakes, and they're pretty good, as we'll probably find out when we get to Glendale. Just trying to keep the speed up as we're up this slight incline. Pretty easy to drive. Nothing too difficult. As I said, safety systems, there's not a lot to master. You just got to get the alerter, which I think is in the, it's usually in the fuse cabinet. It's in there somewhere. I'm probably looking straight at it. I'm just trying to look. Anyway, it's in there. Go and find it. But, I mean, the only thing is that the alerter is just an annoyance, and that's what it's designed for, isn't it? It's to keep you awake. We're only on a short run, so I don't think we need to worry about that. But yeah, it is there if you want it, and if you want to get maximum points while you're playing with this, of course, you need to have the safety systems on. So it's fairly straightforward, easy to drive, easy to set up and get rolling. So yeah, not too bad at all. Right, less than a mile to Glendale. Then we'll take another look from the outside. Let me know down in the comments if you're planning to pick this up, or is it a sale item, or are you just not bothered? I know some of the US stuff with my usual audience can be a bit hit and miss. I know there's a mixture of people who really enjoy it and people who don't play it at all, unfortunately. But it's worth playing everything you've got in your collection, especially given that when you buy the standard Train Sim World game, you do get one of these routes. If you've had TSW4 or TSW5, you've got one of these two routes at least. So, you know, give them a go. Definitely give them a go. We'll just test these brakes out, shall we? See, the speed's coming down quite quick, which is good. Put it in full service. Slight overshoot. But the brakes are good. The brakes are pretty decent. So if, like me, you leave it a little bit too late, you don't need to worry about that. Of course, we've got the information system on the side as well, off here, showing that we're going LA Union to Burbank, service 107. A quick look inside. These, of course, bi-level. Not noticed that graffiti before. Right, let's get the doors locked. And what we'll do, we'll accelerate out of the station from the outside so you can just get a listen to what's going on. So we'll get the brakes off. There you go, all 3,000 horsepower. Right, Burbank downtown in just under 5 miles. This will be your final stop. Releases tomorrow. It's going to be probably the usual times. I've not heard anything different. So on consoles, it will be usually around 10 o'clock UK time, and then on PC, it can be between 4 and 6 PM. Normally, so you may just have to wait that little bit longer if you're on PC. But do leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this. Is it a must buy? Is it a maybe in the sale, or is it a completely nah, I'm not bothered? Let me know, because that's quite interesting. We don't run these routes that often on the channel because I know the audience is primarily UK based for me, but we do run them occasionally, and as I said, I do quite enjoy it. It's a little bit different, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. This one itself is quite nice. The cab's very detailed, as you can see. Not everything is pressable, but it's well kitted out. The sun visor, of course, which we can put down if the sun is getting in our way, which on this route across California is very possible. So yeah, get used to some more long runs on the Antelope Valley and San Bernardino. I don't know if we'll be on time. We've got what, just under 4 minutes to do 3 miles. We may do it for once. That's us at the 79 miles per hour, which is the limit on this route. Off for the industrial section as we leave Los Angeles. And of course it opens up later. Both these routes are really good routes, and they've got a little bit of variety as well. So if you like your passenger stuff and you like routes with a little bit of distance, then these are the routes to get if you haven't already got them. I would think that these routes are quite often in a sale because they've been out a while. So San Bernardino came out with TSW5, as we already mentioned. That was September now, wasn't it? So if you didn't get that as part of that, then you can buy it as an add-on. If you had the free edition, for example, of TSW5, you might not have San Bernardino. Antelope Valley, same again. That's been out over a year, hasn't it? Well over a year. So there's probably some good discounts throughout the year on that. And with the route hopping now, you can jump between both routes at LA and various other places without having to come out of one route and go back to the menu and load up the other route. It just breaks the immersion a little bit. You could potentially stay on these two routes for what, 4 to 5 hours if you did a couple of end-to-end runs. So, you know, there's a lot to do, a lot to see, and there's a lot to drive. A lot of distance. 0.7 of a mile to Burbank. So I'm going to prepare a little bit better for this stop, and I'm going to already take the brake off because we do at the end of the platform have a red signal. So we'll see if we can get some of this speed right off without overdoing it too much. he says, as he goes into 95% brake. Hopefully everybody had the coffee and finished it by the time we left Los Angeles, so it's not a case of everybody spilling it all over the person in front. Let's just trickle in now, because that brake's good. There we go, let's just pop outside for one last time. There we go, let's get the doors open. That is the Metrolink F59PHR coming out tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed this little look, this very brief look at it in early access. Thank you for watching. Do leave me a comment, do subscribe, give me a like, and I'll see you on the next one.